writer I admire very much, somebody called Elton Trueblood. This is what he says about the church. The church is never true to itself when it is living for itself. Or if it is chiefly concerned with saving its own life, it will lose it. The nature of the church is such that it must always be engaged in finding new ways to transcend itself. Its main responsibility is always outside its own walls in the redemption of common life. That's what the church is all about. And further he says, the church, however large its buildings and however grand its ceremonies of vestments, is a denial of Christ unless it is affecting the world in business and in government and in education and in many other segments of human experience. If the church cannot participate in the life outside its walls, then it is not worth having. How does that affect our perception of education? Mission schools, what is your mission? I think those of us who are familiar with the way the founding missionaries in this country acted, you will see how well this is infitted them mission-oriented way of life. The Catholics were here first. It was mentioned that some of our mission schools are more than 100 years old. It's true, the Methodist Church, for the Catholics and Anglicans, they are even older, more than 150 years old. What is this early pioneers do when they came to Malaysia? You will notice, if you glance at the history of the schools, that they concentrated not on the elite, but they concentrated on education of the poor. Those who will not be able to go to school without some form of intervention. Education of the poor, the marginalized, the oppressed. They concentrated on education for women. They initiated early examples of interventionist programs in education. Second chance, remedial education, social intervention. The schools have developed from those early days, but the core elements should still be there. One of our former bishops in the Methodist Church, a person called Titus Lowe, distinguished 4 aspects in the soul of a mission school. He talks in a language in those days. He wrote this about the 1920s. He called this the sanctity of the body, the creation of mental efficiency, the establishment of an unimpeachable standard of morals, and what he calls the coronation of the spiritual motive. That's what he's talking about, the kind of thing that teachers talk about, developing the person in total, body, soul, and mind. Since those days, mission schools have, many of them have made it to the much sought after cluster school and play. Very much sought after by, aggressively sought after by parents. But what is the nature of the excellence we crave for our schools? In short, should we not once again concentrate on the least, the last, and the lost with whom our predecessors began? I must hurry. Two other things that I need to mention, maybe we will come up with discussion. We must be ecumenical in our approach to schools. In other words, all the various churches must figure a way of working together, of really working together. And MCSE has come a long way in this area of educational cooperation. We should revisit our earlier dialogues, especially in the area of private education, and also in the area of our partnership with the government in our existing mission schools. The fourth thing is that we must join humbly and charitably with people of other faiths. So important in pursuit of peace, in pursuit of environmental stewardship and justice to all people. Our role of reminding the government of the agreements reached by the nation's founding fathers must to continue, of course. And this includes freedom of religious belief, freedom of worship, free access to schools of the parents' choice. And one thing that has been left suspended, the teaching of the people's own religion in schools. We must always remember again that our mission schools were built for all the nation's children. Christian schools were never meant to be religious schools for Christian children. They were meant for all the children in the nation. And also, must not forget, all of our schools were built with the help of people of other faiths. They contributed the efforts and money. Another one of our Methodist bishops said, this is talking about the state of affairs even during his time, this was the 1950s. He says, we teach religion where we are permitted because it makes education complete. If we are not permitted this, it will still be an education given by those who believe in the oher. That's what our schools stand for. Our schools must reflect the Christian faith. Thank you, Mr. President.